Be honest, you would watch these movies. You know, I gather that it's definitely not a controversial take to suggest that maybe Hollywood has been running a bit short on the old original ideas front recently, and it's certainly not controversial to suggest that maybe one of the reasons behind this lack of originality is money. So today I'm going to attempt the impossible. I'm going to try and make everyone happy by pitching movies that are both original ideas that haven't been tried before, and will get people to watch them, or in other words, will put dollar in the pocket of Hollywood executives. To address Hollywood executives directly, I think it might be a little bit possible that a few people think you're a little out of touch.
Meow.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh. Did you want to?
Sorry. I'll let you.
Next time. Okay.
Okay, now you see how unnatural laughter felt there? So I thought it might be helpful for you if a Generation Z such as myself gave you a few tips. I mean, I clearly have impeccable taste. Movie 1. You know what millennial and Gen Z humor is? It's weird. The most recent example, as I'm recording this, is the raid on Area 51 that people just decided to plan as a joke. But this joke has gained so much traction that the actual American Air Force have warned not to do it. What a fucking time to be alive, eh? The thing is though, statistically, if you're watching my video, you are a millennial or Gen Z, so you already knew, like, a lot of that, probably. Now, I'd like to urge you guys, do not, under any circumstances, make something called the meme movie. Because I'm telling you now, that will be like the Emoji Movie, but worse. If you want to tap into this weird sense of humor, make something that's weird without already being a meme. So here's the pitch. Danny DeVito plays a man who gravity works backwards for, so he's always falling up. And it's a romantic comedy between him and Chris Hemsworth as they try to figure out their differences. Mainly that the top of each of their heads is facing in the opposite direction. You can fucking take like the beginning of it back to the start of Danny DeVito's character's life, where his mother is pregnant and she's realizing that the later in her pregnancy she's getting lighter. And she's like, what's going on? And then the baby is born and he starts just falling upwards. And then you can follow it with like a montage of him growing up with this condition, you know, maybe a school, a classroom, and there's loads of kids sitting on the floor and he's got a desk and a chair nailed to the ceiling. If he wants to go out, he has to like strap himself in a harness to like two people so that he doesn't float away and just like fall into space. Now, of course, the temptation with a project like this would be to make it a wacky comedy with lots of wacky, goofy jokes, but I think that would absolutely kill it. That's not to say you shouldn't put any jokes in it, but I think you should treat the jokes more like you would treat the jokes in a serious drama. Or at least, you know, like a family film that's not primarily a comedy. Like Infinity War, for example, that's got plenty of jokes in it, but the focus is on the story. And I think that's the right approach to take with this film. Play it serious, don't have any jokes in it that are so wacky that you can't take the actual story seriously, even though you're not going to be able to take the story seriously anyway. I think the actual romance between Chris Hemsworth and Danny DeVito's characters should be played absolutely straight. No pun intended, that would of course be a gay relationship, but... Ow, fuck. I just put my head into the desk, picking a piece of blue tack up off the floor. But I just invite you to imagine a romantic scene played absolutely seriously between Danny DeVito and Chris Hemsworth in a world where Danny DeVito falls up and has to walk on the ceiling. You could have a scene where like Chris Hemsworth straps himself to the ceiling as like this big romantic gesture, like, we're in this together. And Danny DeVito like walks in and sees it and gets really emotional and teary and is like, oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, but I'm enjoying it, so I'm gonna make this video. Right, now if we were to consider things like villains, I don't think you really need a villain for a story like this, because by the very nature of the premise, they're already going to be facing challenges along the way. But if you did have a villain, I definitely 100% think he should be played by Nick Cage. The possibilities with his character are endless. He could be a romantic rival, or a government agent trying to capture Danny DeVito to do experiments on him to find the secrets to his condition. But that's not really the point. I think the point here is that it's just vitally important that Nick Cage is in this film. In an important role. Fuck it, he could even replace like Chris Hemsworth or Danny DeVito and people would watch the fuck out of it. And again, play that totally seriously. Don't have it be a silly thing in universe. Play that completely straight. And I think you've got a good movie on your hands, as long as, you know, make it properly and then market it well, and then, you know, you'll get people in seats because it's a brilliant idea. Please, Hollywood executives, give me lots of money to make this. Movie 2. For a little while, I'm going to take that previous idea, that sort of writing philosophy of doing something really dumb that people will definitely watch, even if it's just out of morbid curiosity, to see what the fuck this movie is. For example, cast The Rock as a motorbike. And I don't mean it's like a talking motorbike that he voices. I mean, literally, he physically is the motorbike. For the whole movie, he stays in a position where he's got one wheel held in front of him and one wheel being held behind him between his feet, so that he can be ridden by another character as a mode of transportation. Let's say that character is played by Nick Cage, because fuck it. You would watch this film, and I just want you to picture, like, Nick Cage riding The Rock as a motorbike, with, like, The Rock just making a completely serious expression as if this was completely normal, as the wind whips through his scalp. Me having hair is the one thing I can hold over this man. And, you know, the premise of the movie doesn't end there. And, you know, make a heartfelt story about The Rock, the motorbike, realizing that he's not like other motorbikes. He's different and he's unique. And coming to terms with that difference that makes him unique. You know, it could be touching. Movie 3. Make a flat earth movie. And I don't mean like another documentary about the people who actually believe in the flat earth, or another documentary that tries to prove the flat earth is real. I mean a dramatization of a group of scientists who believe that the earth is actually flat, going to prove that the earth is flat, and at the end of the movie it turns out that it is. Have them go on a quest to find the edge of the world so that they can demonstrate there is one, and thereby prove that the earth is flat. And then it ends with them finding it and looking out onto this beautiful, you know, space at the edge of the world, you know, space eternal as the world ends. And have the music swell up as they realise the magnitude of what it is they've discovered. The music swells, and then it cuts to a title card that says, JK lol, the world is round, you dipshit. And then as the credits play, under the credits you just have the cast debunking common arguments for the flat earth. I think that could be fun. And you know, the flat earth is like this really popular thing. No one owns the rights to it, as far as I'm aware. So you can just make that film, and people will go watch it. So that's everything I've got for you for today. I don't really know what this video was, but I know why I made it, and that's because as you're seeing this, I'm on holiday, so I just wanted to make something quick and short that I could post while I was on holiday. I'm currently, as you're watching this, in Canada, unless you're an archive viewer, in which case, happy 2029! I'm actually making this before the video that I'm planning on releasing before I release this one, so on the off chance that I didn't manage to finish that video before I went to Canada, thanks for 100,000 subscribers! It's fucking crazy! I barely ever expected to get to 10,000, like, I thought that goal was unrealistic, and here I am at 100,000, and it's, like, I don't know, it's overwhelming, genuinely. So, you know, obviously thank you for that, but other than that, I hope you have enjoyed this, goodbye.